First off, before we get started, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who is donating to the channel. YouTube makes it incredibly difficult for a channel like mine that uses the music within the videos to keep on running. They demonetize the videos, they block them, they remove them. I've had several videos just this month be absolutely removed from my channel, including the Pink Floyd Echoes reaction, which was one of my favorite videos. It's completely gone now, sadly. So it is really a big thanks to everyone supporting the channel for it to continue running, because you actually don't see a lot of channels like my own continue to do it because of these reasons. YouTube basically doesn't want you to make any money from the video. So thank you very much for that. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps on running. So thank you. And here we go. Let's start with the rankings from last week. Here we are. These are the results from last week's voting. So one thing I noticed, which is similar to 2 weeks back, is that the people who really liked the Molly Hatchet Dreams track didn't really like the Ricky Lee song, and vice versa. So I guess it is once again two very different songs being kind of voted on. So what happened was it differed slightly from my own. I thought the Molly Hatchet track was in the B tier. You guys agreed with me. However, the Ricky Lee track was not my cup of tea. I thought it was quite a strange track to kind of get into. I didn't know what it was. It was like a beat poetry kind of thing with jazz infused parts. You guys seem to really like that. Some people really loved it and some people didn't like it, like myself, and so it kind of evened out to a C. So pretty interesting stuff, and we've got two very different songs once again this week. Here we go. I also wanted to highlight two comments really quickly. The first one is from Richard Rath, who says, wish the song suggestion was for the original Allman Brothers recording. So a lot of people were commenting on the fact that this was a cover. A lot of people felt as if it was a decent cover, but the actual original version was a brilliant bluesy kind of opus from the Allman Brothers, which hopefully one day I can check out too. And then also Richard once again talks about the Ricky Lee Jones song, saying that it's not his cup of tea, but I've never heard this track before and I'll give it also an A tier rating. So he thought it was a fantastic track because of this kind of swingy, bluesy, old-timey finger-snapping style that it has, which actually was one of the reasons it wasn't really for me. I guess it was just kind of out of time, out of place for myself. Regardless, there are two new songs to react to today and rank and rate. So here we go. Let's get into the music. This is the first track. It's suggested by Ryan, and he says he has a trifecta of songwriters who he really admires: Dylan, Richard Thompson, and Townes Van Zandt. Now, this is the Townes Van Zandt track that he has suggested to me. And if he's putting Townes Van Zandt up there with Dylan, it's obviously very, very high praise. So let's check this out. I'm guessing this is, you know, singer-songwriter music. Here we go. Tecumseh Valley, I think is how you pronounce it. Tecumseh.
The name she gave was Caroline, the daughter of a miner, and her ways were free, and it seemed to me that sunshine walked beside her.
Great way of describing a person. The sunshine walked beside her.
From Spencer, across the hill. She said her pa had sent her 'cause the coal was low, and soon the snow would turn skies to winter.
I really like the phrasing of that, because the coal was low and soon the snow.
She said she'd come to look for work. She was not seeking favors, and for a dime a day and a place to stay, she'd turn those hands to labor. But the times were hard, Lord, and the the jobs were few. All through Tecumseh Valley, but she asked around, and a job she found, tending bar for Gypsy Sally.
Okay, so I see the kind of maybe comparison Ryan was making with Dylan. It has a Dylan-esque vibe to it. The music is sparse, kind of paving the way for what is the story and the writing, which is very good. I was saying I really like his phrasing, how he pauses at certain places, especially that line where "'cause the cold was slow and soon the snow would turn the skies to winter." He has a great way of describing a person too, that sunshine walked beside her. You can sort of get a feeling for this girl, Caroline. Also, in this context, I wonder if gypsy means the same thing. Gypsy in the UK, when you live over here, it tends to mean, you know, a traveling type of people. I don't know what it means in America. So interesting story being told. I like this idea of a chronological story. This is cool.
She saved enough to get back home when spring replaced the winter, but her dreams were denied. Her pa had died. She saved enough to get back home when spring replaced the winter, but her dreams were denied. Her pa had died.
Wow.
The word come down from Spencer.
He has a great tone to his voice. A lot of emotion comes through for sure.
So she turned to whoring out on the streets with all the lust inside her.
Oh no.
And it was many a man returned again to lay himself beside her. They found her down beneath the stairs that led to Gypsy Sally's.
Okay, so what I love about his writing so far is how blunt it is to the truth. I noticed that very early on, there seems to be a lot of, I'd say, honesty to the writing that he has, and it's shown all the way through to tell a story like this, a very dark tale. And I have a few hip hop songs that it reminds me to, which I'll save for at the end, but I was very kind of not into the music at first because it was so sparse, but I see what he's trying to do, especially setting this sort of mood throughout this thing.
And in her hand when she died was a note that cried, fare thee well, Tecumseh Valley. The name she gave was Caroline.
Interesting repetition.
The daughter of a miner, and her ways were free, and it seemed to me.
That song won me over with time. So I took the end of this track to be almost like a eulogy with the repetition of the same verse again. So it's really cool what he did there. The first verse was first time being said, or sang I should say, was an introduction to the character, but the same verse worked as a eulogy, something maybe that even could be put on her tombstone at the end, that sunshine walked beside her. You could imagine that on a girl's tombstone, you know, on Caroline's tombstone. I think musically, because it's so sparse with such little going on, it's difficult to kind of fall in love with a song like this at first, but the writing is impeccable. The story being told is great. A very sad tale. Now, where would I place it? If you ask me, this is a solid B tier. As I said, all the things beforehand which are great about the song, I think it could have been maybe something much greater, an A or an S tier, because the writing is of that level, perhaps an A tier level writing if the music was just more interesting. That's the only kind of knock that I have to it. So all in all, a really interesting song to listen to. So I was saying there's a hip hop track that you guys could check out as very similarish story to this, which is essentially a girl's life being destroyed because she has no money. She has to sell her body for a way out, essentially, of this kind of sad existence that she finds herself in. The idea that things went wrong and she turned to prostitution, and that's a track, there's a song like that in hip-hop called Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac. Brilliant song about a similar issue. Really gut-wrenching track when you follow the lyrics on that one. So I'll suggest you guys to go check that one out. It's called Brenda's Got a Baby. Here we go, straight into the next track. It's Hang On to a Dream by Gandalf. It's suggested to me by Gio, who had a fantastic song last time. They recommended a track which was called Fresh Air, a real kind of hidden gem. Kind of had a San Francisco feel to the music. It's very psychedelic, and Gio is saying that this one hits different. It's a masterpiece. So let's get into the track. Here we go. Ooh. I like the sound of that already. Sounds very cinematic. Sounds like a Bond theme.
What can I say? She's walking away.
Whoa. Trippy, psychedelic.
From what we've seen. What can I do? Still loving you. It's all a dream.
Okay, Gio. Okay, I guess Gio's role on this channel is to introduce us to a bunch of hidden gems. I've never heard of this band, never heard of this track. The feeling and vibe created by this band already, cinematic. It's kind of like almost, I feel like I'm looking through a kaleidoscope, if that makes sense. This reminds me of a genre of music in hip hop called trip hop, which is fantastic. It's got this masterpiece album called Dummy by Portishead. I recommend all of you guys go listen to that. This sounds like trip hop before trip hop. Amazing stuff.
How can we hang on to a dream? And how can it really be the way it seems?
Whoa.
What can I do?
That piano part.
She's saying we're through.
Very hypnotic.
With how it was. And what will I try? what she does.
Love when those organs come in as well.
How can we hang on to a dream? And how can it really be the way it seems? How can we hang on to a dream? How can we hang on to a dream? How can it really be the way it seems? How can we hang on to a dream? How can it really be the way it seems? How can we hang on to a dream? How can it really
Very experimental track. I have a feeling that this will divide the audience. Some people may not like this song, but it really hit me. Now, I've actually just noticed this song was created in 2012. It was released in 2012, it looks like. So I was saying it's trip hop before trip hop, which isn't true. The Portishead album I was speaking about was released in the early 90s. This song for me landed very well. It was almost incredible. You know, the kind of thing it was going for was kind of a psychedelic haze, a dream, the synths, the kind of hypnotic nature of the song. It's like you're in a trance. So where am I going to rank it? For me, it's going into the A tier column. It was, as I was saying, almost incredible. There was some issues with mixing. Musically, it almost achieved something crazy. I thought it was going to do something mad in the last third of it and go into a really crazy place. It didn't, and so I think the elements that were introduced in the beginning were good enough, certainly to make it into my A tier. So I'm very curious to see, especially what you think of this track here, because it is very different. That was a lot of fun. These episodes are generally awesome to introduce some new music to all of us. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll leave a comment pinned so you guys can leave your ratings for these two tracks. See you guys on the next one. Peace.